Every day, we build the world around us.
But who's checking in on us?
Welcome to Built for Us.
It's a brand new podcast.
Built by construction workers for construction workers.
It's our own honest space.
There's no scripts, there's no suits. It's just
Real talk about mental health, stress.
And showing up for each other.
Welcome everyone to Built for Us by construction workers for construction workers. We are on episode 18. Today, I am very excited for this. Today we have, and I'm going to let him introduce himself and what he does, but this is going to be a mega podcast. Do not miss this. Go for it, my friend.
Hello, James. Thanks for having me. Thanks. It's great to be here at last. Episode 18. I'm only just getting involved. My name's Andy Bishop. What am I? A number of years
ago. That's what you are.
No, I can't take that, mate. A number of years ago, I started an organisation based down here on the south coast called the ManGang, which is a peer support group, men's mental health peer support group, based on providing spaces for men to come and feel supported, banish kind of loneliness. Since then, my kind of journey has taken me further into the well-being kind of arena, if you like, and I find myself as an ambassador for the Lighthouse charity and part of their very successful Make It Visible team, where we go out onto construction sites and we talk to construction workers about talking. We smash the stigma out there. I'm also involved with a number of other kind of side projects. Pretty much everything I do is related to men's well-being and mental health. So, I was at a meeting last night for a dancing project. But yeah, enough about me.
Amazing. Well, that's just brought us into the subject today. The topic for today is connection and why it's so important that we need connection in anything we do in life. As human to human, it is so important. And this is what we're speaking about today, hopefully for around 45 minutes, because me and Andy have known each other a while and we love chatting and we can go on. So, Andy, tell me what your thoughts are, why it's so important. Let's do that. I know there's women and stuff, but because of our backgrounds, let's do men and let's smash the stigma out of it on this podcast. Why is it so important for men to feel connection and speak out to other men?
Do you know, mate, that's a massive, massive question, isn't it? Connecting to other men. We always seem to go that way, don't we? We've got to connect to others first.
Yes.
But I think the connection starts a lot earlier than that. We've got to connect with ourselves before we can start connecting with others.
Yeah, I get that.
Do you know what I mean? If I'm sure, like, given your story, you disconnected from things, and I was exactly the same in the military. You know, I was connected to the small teams. You think of construction sites, right? You think of a gang of scaffolders.
Yeah.
Let's go with scaffolders. I love scaffolders. They're amazing, right? And if we're talking about connections, that's what they make. They connect in bits of steel to provide. That's right. They turn up in a van. Usually three people in that cab. They are connected to each other because they are scaffolders. They are then disconnected from themselves because they have to fit in to be a scaffolder. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, we kind of disconnect ourselves. We got this tight team, this tight-knit gang, this tight-knit brotherhood, this thing where we throw around phrases like camaraderie and brotherhood and I've got your back and all this kind of stuff. But unless we're connected to ourselves and we know what's going on within ourselves, then that connection is not going to go anywhere. I ain't going to tell you anything unless I'm connected with myself first. Does that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I get that 100%. For me, I'm going off my experience and my background. I spoke about this the other day, I only reached out for help. See, I'd lost myself in the addiction world of mine. Absolutely, God. And there was nothing left. I was, as you said, amazingly, I was disconnected from everything, from life. My whole life consumed around drinking drugs. That's all I was doing towards the end. It wasn't always like that. I had some great times in drinking drugs. Some of the best times in my life were in drinking drugs. But it stopped being fun and I disconnected from everything. And all I can remember is I just had to reach out. I had nowhere else to go. I was in that much pain, Andy. But I get what you're saying because about the connection, because I had to then think, who do I know? Who do I know that would understand? Who do I know? And I remember there was an old family friend, and I had to connect with her because I knew, and it was no secret, she was 10 years sober. And my mind connected and thought, I need to ask for help. I've been trying for years to do this on my own and thinking I can do it on my own. And that's the trouble with us men. As you well know, we all have this stigma of, I don't need any help off anyone. And it's pride.
Mate, that's the thing, right? You disconnected from your own feelings. It's only when you connected to your feeling of pain that you reached out and connected to another human that could align themselves with that pain. Mate, this is the same as my backstory. So the same but similar. So my kind of first diagnosis of depression, clinical depression, I was angry, I was bitter, I wouldn't say I was an addict, but I was using drink to numb things, and that was me connecting with the team, with the brotherhood.
Yeah.
The military is a big drinking culture, right?
Oh, massive.
So have 10 pints, forget about it, and then then you've got the jitters the next day. You know what I mean? And you do it like a badge of honor, don't you? So as long as I keep doing that I was connecting more with the mask that I was wearing rather than connecting with what was going on inside. Yeah. Fast forward a few years when I got admitted to the Priory, and I got diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Yeah, couldn't connect with that disorder. So the mask became my connection. It was only when I left the military and I started working in the construction industry. You know, I'd have my own suicide attempt because I couldn't cope with that change. Again, more disconnection. It was only when I lost my really close friend, Sparky, to suicide, that I actually connected with the pain. It was like, wow, I connected with the pain that somebody else was going through. And then that led me on this journey of connection that's been created, like ManGang and the talking openly and creating those connections that way. I had to connect with myself first.
If we go back in our own experience, Andy, 80% of it, it's all connection. It's all connection. I mean, connection broke the isolation I was in, because by drinking and using, it takes you to a place where you're in massive isolation. This is from my own experience. I was in massive isolation where the only solution, couldn't think then, the only solution I thought, the only answer I had was suicide. Now, you've got to be in a pretty dark place to think that your only solution is suicide. And thank God I did connect, and still connect every single day, even today, 15 years on, in recovery. I'm still connecting with people for other reasons now. I connect with people to help them. I'm doing what that lady did for me 15 years ago. But it has to break the isolation, because my mind will have me over. Even to this day, I'll wake up one morning, nothing would have happened, and I'll just feel a bit low and a bit shit. And we all have days like that. People say, yeah, but you're 15 years sober. That doesn't mean anything. Just because I'm without a drink for 15 years, it doesn't mean I don't have shit days. I just have the tools today to deal with them. Because, example, I have the most amazing support network, connection. I serve the most amazing God ever, connection. I have quiet time with meditation, connection. Everything's connection. If you go back, everything's connection. It's just people that are new around that suffer with depression, anxiety, addiction, they won't see it as isolation. They won't see it that they need connection. You see, it even refers back into the Bible that we need connection. We need human connection. It stems back from that. It's so important. But as I said before, how many times do us men as a stigma say, I don't need anyone. I can do this. And a lot of people, men will say, and women, do that because, as I said before at the start, it's pride. It's that pride. And I do feel in this last 5 years since lockdown, the stigma is slowly being broken and it's better than it was. But I don't think it's never where it needs to be. There's always more we can do. Always more we can do. And this is why we fight that battle daily to help and encourage and connect with people.
Exactly that, mate. That's really good that you mentioned lockdown then. I mean, God, that's distant memory now, isn't it? What's that, 6 years ago now? We started doing all that shenanigans.
I loved lockdown. There was two types of people in lockdown, Andy. You either got fit or you got fat. they were the two people.
Mate,
I was one of the fit ones. I got fit, thank God. I went on a health kick.
I went the other way. I got proper chubby during lockdown. But I think during lockdown that was it was a really great test for me with the ManGang. We'd only just started the ManGang in September.
Wow.
September 2019. So we just opened our second venue. It was all starting to go, and then all of a sudden, like, Boris got on the news and said, "That's it, we're locked down." And then this new world of connection. Do you know what I mean? It was almost like a shared experience, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody was sharing an experience, and like if we circle all the way into the construction industry, we stopped for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then everybody else is back to work. But what that sense of connection, we were all talking about it. You know, we were all calling people out on the physical side. Yeah, watch your 2 meter distancing, watch this, watch that, talking about the signs and symptoms, being aware of other people, like sharing the experiences that we were having with this thing. Or have you lost your sense of smell? Oh, it's a load of bollocks. You having that vaccine? And then we were creating the connection that way.
Of course.
And then if you look at it during like the rest of the world during the connection, I mean, all this kind of stuff, the remote working and the home office working and all that.
Zoom meetings, everyone talking on Zoom and stuff.
Yeah. Connecting with people in the front room that you probably, like a year before, you probably weren't speaking to. Do you know what I mean? You were putting a thumbs up on a Facebook post or something like that, but there was no physical connection. But then because we were all in that shared experience, we found ourselves connected, didn't we?
I do feel lockdown had a lot of benefits.
Oh, mate, it was a massive pause button, wasn't it, for a lot of people?
A lot of benefits. If you remember, the weather was glorious. Do you remember? The weather was sped on. Do you remember everything looked dead clear outside because there was hardly any cars on the road?
Yeah.
Everything looked like just better. Everyone cared. What you've just said there about chatting. I've got no sense of smell. Really? Is that bother? Have you had the vaccine? People looked out for each other more. It just happened because everyone was in the same boat, so to speak.
Yeah.
It was a big boat. It was bigger than Noah's boat. It was a big boat and everyone was in it. So we all had the same sort of goal, and just to keep safe and not let this disease, whatever it may be, get us and stuff, and keep our family safe. And just, it was just like a different world. Like I said, I do feel for people that were in, like, on their own in high-rise flats. I do. I'm just going off my experience and my situation. For 5 months, I found it an incredible experience. I really did. Obviously, me being on the vulnerable list. So I was off work. I was the first one to go and I was the last one to come back. But I absolutely loved it. Loved it.
We learned a lot about connections through that whole period. And I think we've forgotten a little bit about it now, moving forward.
Yeah.
If we look at that with the physical kind of health, we look at our mental health. This is where, like, there's a massive stigma around, isn't it? You know, do you know what I mean? We will connect with people on site. I've got a bad back. I've got a bit of tennis elbow. Like, you see somebody in the canteen, bricklayer with tennis elbow. You know, they've got the elbow brace on.
Yeah.
Tubey grip or whatever. You'll have a chat. Oh, how's your elbow, mate? Yeah, I had a bit of that. I got this cream. I got that cream. I did that. Did the other one. We'll do it with physical health, but what we won't do it with is with our mental health. But what we do with our physical health, we do with our mental health anyway, as a matter of course. So we don't have time to go to the doctors about our tennis elbow or our bad back or anything like that.
Yeah.
And we try and hide it. We try and work through it. Do you know what I mean? Because we've got to make the money to keep on keeping on. But then if we can't do it with our physical health, then how the hell are we going to do it with our mental health?
Mental health, yeah. I mean, it's very. So I'm always learning. This last 12, 15 months, I've never learned so much in this last 15 months as I have in 15 years. Something's twigged, and I'm reading and doing all sorts. And people, you were saying about people how's your elbow and stuff, but they don't really say it about your mind. They do. People do like say, Andy, how you doing? Without even thinking, without even opening your mouth, I know the words are going to come out. Yeah, I'm all right. Or I'm okay, thanks. How are you? It's simple. It's like automatic. So I learned a month ago to change different phrases, and it's a big hit at church with all the older congregation. I don't say, how have you been? I said it to Tim before. I say, hiya, Andy. Give me the highlight of your week. And I had two ladies at church a couple of weeks ago, and they both were sort of took back by it and went, oh. All of a sudden, the cogs are going, because they're now thinking about, and it just opens a conversation again. But it's not yeah, I'm all right, mate. You, yeah, good. All right, I'll give you a bell in a bit. Yeah, take care. Because that's the usual shit that us men do. That ain't helping no frigger. It's not.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that.
The book also lies at us to go, well, how can I sort of just, what's the highlight of your week? Oh, you know, actually, it's a great question.
Mate, this is something that we do in the ManGang, right? This is the format of the ManGang. We try and keep the ManGang. It's not formatted at all because life's full of rules, right? So it's we never put an end time on things, and we don't have like sign up. You don't have to sign up if you want to tell the rest of the lads your name's Donald Duck and you live on the moon. Then next time you're up there, bring me some cheese back, mate. That's do you mean that's the thing of it. So we start off with one question, right? And this is one of the same questions I ask when I go out on a site, and it's 3 words. Who are you? Now, you ask somebody, right? Depending on how connected they are, you ask anybody that question, tell me who you are. What they're going to give you? They're going to tell you their name. It's exactly what I did at the beginning of this. Name and what you do for a living. That ain't who you are. Yeah. That ain't who you are at all. Who you are right here, right now, is totally dependent on the situation that you find yourself in, right?
Of course.
That is who you are right here, right now. And like you were just saying, some days you get up in the morning, you're feeling a bit low. And this is where that connection with yourself has to come in, to be honest with yourself. So we don't care what somebody's name is. We don't care what they do for a living. We care about the person that is sitting in that room, the person that has walked through that door, taken that first step. Say, right, who are you in this moment right here, right now? Are you anxious? Are you scared? Are you worried? If so, what is that all that about? So they'll go through that for the first portion of the meeting. Everybody gets asked the same question. They get a mood score out of 10, like pinching bits from like other kind of other talking groups, like Talk Group. That's their thing, isn't it?
And that's cool.
Yeah.
It works.
It absolutely. But that's the thing. How are you out of 10? And I know Andy's Man Club, for example, they do a lot of they do like very fixed questioning. So what we do then, we have a break, and this is where the magic happens, right? This is where the connections start forming. Because somebody said who they are, that person might be a mood score of 3 out of 10 for whatever reason. There's going to be somebody else in that circle of blokes that has either gone through it themselves or is going through it as well. And they just automatically gravitate to each other. And they start assisting each other through, and it's like magic to watch. Then when we reconvene for the second half of the meeting, and this is going right back to give me the highlight of your week. Give me 3 positive things that have happened to you in the past 7 days.
Love it. Same thing, just performed a different way. It's mega.
But do you know what, right? This is where, again, where the connection comes in, and this human connection. I'm not talking about connection requests on social media or connection requests and double thumbs up on roast dinners, all that bollocks. This is real human interaction, right? Where connections are made and nurtured and continued. So if somebody's come in and they've got a mood score 2 out of 10, like they're 2 steps off suicidal ideation or whatever, they can't think of anything positive. And this is where that connection comes in. The rest of the lads in the room, they'll be like, well, you're sitting here, mate. You're sitting in this room, you've taken that step. That's a positive. And then they start thinking, and then somebody else will go, well, you woke up this morning, mate. There's another one. You've got air in your lungs, and it's like, let's just be grateful. Do you know? Let's exercise a bit of gratitude. Let's not over egg that pudding. And then this is the next bit, right? That mission now continues. We give them a mission to go and do 3 positive things for a stranger in the next week.
I love that.
So that's giving them 3 things to look forward to.
Yeah.
And we ask them to observe, watch what happens to them.
Yeah.
And then feel what happens to you. Feel that moment of connection from when you go in the shop to pick up your can of Monster on the way to your building site, or you go in the shop to get your fags, or you hold the door open when you go in there. You say, I like your hair. Or are they new trainers? And you give somebody a compliment. Just something as tiny as that, and watch how they react and watch how you feel because you've made somebody smile. And that's the basis of connection right there.
Massive. My dad, God rest his soul, died 6 years ago, 7 this year. Said to me, hey, James, he said, Jim, my dad's the only one that called me Jim. Hey, Jim, he said, if you see somebody not smiling, give them one of yours.
Love that.
Yes, Dad. Yes, I will. Mega. Absolute mega.
Yeah.
You see, as you're chatting then about connection and stuff, we're doing this now, not with each other, with every single person that's listening to this now. We are connected. They are feeling a connection, whether that's, I don't even know what they're going on about, or, oh my days, these boys have just hit the nail on the head. They feel how I feel, and I didn't know that there was other people out there, because we think we're alone in all this. I know I did when I first come to the rooms and stuff, and I heard people tell sort of similar stories. I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me. You see, I don't know how many listeners we're going to get, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds probably. But I would say to the listeners now, let's use this. Let's use Andy as an example. So Andy's there doing 3 positive things in the next week. I want the listeners now, not do 3, not do 2, just do 1. Just 1 positive thing for somebody in the next week. So when you've listened to this, 7 days, you've got a week to do 1 positive thing. And I want you to come back and put it in the comments. Come back and tell us, share it with us, because that means we're proper connecting with you. So that is a challenge to the listeners that we get. I also wanted to add, I love it. Thumbs up, double thumbs up for a roast dinner.
That's the one, mate. Smiling face emoji.
What I also wanted to say was as well, you see, I speak to a lot of people. You know, we've known each other for a while now, Andy and stuff. And I speak to a lot of people on social media. Some days it's not so many, but depending what videos are put out and how it connects with people. I love that word. It depends on what sort of feedback I get. And I get people asking, JT, I need help. And I always say, private messaging, it's nobody else's business, and it never gets shared with anyone, and they're not even the missus. It's between me and that person. And I help them and direct them in the best way that I know. And if I don't know, because I've not got all the answers, then I will direct them. And I have directed people. You see, people go, the hard bit is asking. People go, but there's no help out there. And they go, who have you asked? Well, I've asked the doctors. Yeah, well, the doctors aren't always right. Sometimes you need to go to... So I'll give you an example. I said to somebody, you need to go to the rooms of recovery. I did it for 2 years. I did what they suggested, and I just didn't quite get it. Now, me 15 years ago, I would have gone, well, you're not trying hard enough, are you? You need to do X, Y, and Z. I don't do that now because I know that recovery rooms haven't got monopoly on everything works. I sent somebody to Andy Mann's club, and he's absolutely flying. He's got another baby, 5 years without a drink. He's the sort of plumbing business that has gone through the roof. I don't have all the answers, but I will direct you and guide you into people that have got the answers that you can connect with.
That's it. Isn't it? You got to keep trying. It might not work, but you've got to keep trying. You've got to keep on trying that each thing, and that's something that's really difficult with organisations like Andy's Man Club and ManGang and stuff. We'll get people that we've managed to get into that circle. It can take that first step, and we genuinely care about them, and they'll come in and they'll engage and they'll react and they'll join like the WhatsApp group, and then we won't see them again. But there was a really amazing man. He's one of our facilitators. Sadly, passed away. He had a huge heart attack last year. He used to say, "Look, take what you need, give what you can." That was his thing. Do you know what I mean? Welcome into the room. Take what you need, give what you can, but don't feel any pressure. Don't feel any pressure to do that.
I love it.
We reflect that in the rules, right? If your connection is just sitting there and listening, that's connecting, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Mega. One thing you touched on before, Andy, was when you said you take the colour moody and stuff and 3 out of 10 and all that, and you've taken that from other people. This is the thing, right? Because I've had somebody set up, they don't now, but when they first set up last year, this person, they've got exactly the same name as mine, but one letter's changed. Same format, same everything. Doing exactly what I do, selling clothing, positive motivation, coaching, which I don't do coaching, but I do, I suppose, in a way, but I don't do paid coaching. And I thought, at first I was like, hang on a minute, this is just me, but with a different, obviously I'm a bit better looking, but no, I'm only joking. But one letter's missing. You know what? I share this person's posts. I encourage this person because I must be doing something. People are copying, people are taking stuff that we're doing. We're obviously doing something right. See, obviously, Stephen Kirby, who's on this podcast as well, who's incredible. I text him, I'll see a LinkedIn post of his, and he'll do it about the accident and stuff. But the way he words everything, I think, wow. And I'll text him going, can I reword that to fit addiction? He's like, James, you never have to ask me. Just take it, reuse it. And if it helps someone, that's what we're all about, mate. And I go, I just feel like I need to ask you. And he's like, he said, it's very nice that you ask, but you don't have to, mate. If it's on my page and I've shared it and you can see it's doing well, nick it, put it on your page because it'll help someone. And that's what it's all about. Somebody said to me, standing on the shoulders of giants, everything I've learned, I've not made it up. I've learned it from bigger people. And I'm just using it and putting it into my own sort of spin that people, the JT Motive spin that people love.
Same as, mate. We in the same way that we learn to become men, we learn about the culture in work. We learn about that from the people that we take influence from. So, like, remember when you first walked onto a site as a 16-year-old Sparky apprentice? Do you know what I mean? You would have been looking at those. You'd have been looking at those Sparky. In fact, you probably didn't go into a site first. You probably went to Waitrose or something for your breakfast, didn't you? That's what Sparky's agree.
Andy, what do you think of it? Not at all, no. I went...
Oh, no, electricians, mate. They're up there, aren't they? All washing their faces with 50 pounds,
with the money, because they've got the money. No, I didn't even get to that bit. You know when I started... I mean, you've heard it on my other podcast. £10 a day I was on it, 16 years old.
Mate, that's many years ago, though, isn't it? That's like you get a mortgage for that,
then. But yeah, no, I did start on building sites and stuff, and I did look at, I did look up to the other Sparkies and stuff and all that. And I mean, the one person I've always looked up to, even though we've had a little bit of a rocky relationship through my addiction, is my brother, my eldest brother. Always looked up to my brother. He's just one amazing guy, and I've always had. He's my fucking brother, and I've always had a soft spot for him. He's just mega, but he just does things right. He's always done things right, and he's just amazing. So again, the connection, and speaking of, when I did the first connection and I started to get clean and sober, I then started to build my life back up and make connections with all the people that I'd hurt. My daughter was the main one. My parents, my partner at the time, and I've made amends for all these and all the relationships now, but they're amazing. They're better than they've ever been. But the for my both brothers, I've got a middle brother as well. Just the connection, and you can tell because they'll ring me and go, "Do you want to come out for food?" They did it 2 days ago. Do you want to come out for food on Friday? Back in the day, my brother was like, "You're an absolute. You can't even look after yourself. You're a mess. I don't want nothing to do with you." Life's not like that today. All because I initially did that connection, but it's not. You have to then put the work in. People think. I used to think, Andy, all my days, it's all right. Somebody's just going to come and save me. Somebody's just going to come and save me, take me away from this pain, give me a load of money and tell me everything's going to be okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, James, that's not how it works in this life. Of course, I said, I need help. I'm really struggling. I need help. This person was armed with the facts and said, right, sounds like you're like me. So if you do what I've done, you'll get what I've got. Simple. And I put the action in. I wasn't driving because I was banned again. Nearly got sent to prison. I was getting on buses and trains just to meet my sponsor, my mentor, for half an hour on his dinner. I was traveling 2.5 hours to meet him for half an hour because I needed to keep this action, this positive action going. And people will go, it won't work for me. It don't work for me. Well, how much are you putting in? There's places out there. We'll reel off a few. ManGang, up there. He's up there. You need help, go to ManGang. Andy Mann's Club, incredible. I've worked with somebody at Andy Mann's Club. They're incredible what they do. The Lighthouse Charity. I absolutely love the Lighthouse Charity for what they do. I'm a member. I've been a member since I started doing my talks, and I'll never stop being a member. I just love it. And then you've got stuff like Mind Talk, the Samaritans. How long have the Samaritans been going?
Yeah, exactly that, mate. Exactly
Talk Club, Talk Club, Mandem do a meeting. There's loads. But the thing is, again, like I said, it's not going to fall in your lap. We need to put a little bit of action in and then let this person go. Just let me guide you. Just let me love and guide you. But you've got to do it. When I first got sober, I got this. I was 2 days sober, right? Shaking and shivering like a shitting dog I was, Andy. And I rang this guy to help me. 25 years sober he was. Absolutely incredible guy. And he made me walk 10 minutes at the top of my road to the coffee shop, and he met me there. And then when I got there, I'm not showered and not shaved, nothing, shaking. He'd buy me a brew, something to eat, we'd chat, and then he'd drop me back off home. He did that every day for 2 weeks. He never picked me up. He made me walk because it's about putting action in. You've got to.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got to. Nobody's going to come and do it for you.
Do you know, you just talking about the kind of groups and stuff like that, and the talking groups and the walking groups and the football groups. Like, we got some amazing ones around the Hampshire area. There's like game changers. They go out and just play football on a Friday night.
Oh, that.
Yeah, there's like you mentioned about the Lighthouse Charity. So the Lighthouse is obviously a casting out the light over the entire industry. We've got these things called beacons of hope. So wherever you go in the construction industry across the UK and Ireland, there's an interactive map. So you can basically type in and you can find some groups. So and this is an amazing kind of anecdote about connection, right? I went over to Belfast for a dinner. I was doing a fireside chat at this dinner event, and there was a chap there from Belfast, so quite a strong there Irish accent there. So he was. So he bought me a pint of this. We got chatted, and then the next time I saw him, like, he was more drunk every time. He was taking advantage of the free wine, basically. But he was telling me about this. I don't know if you've ever been to Belfast. There's a really huge mountain range across the one side of the harbour there. It's superimposed, right? Stretches down, goes into the Black Mountains and that. You go to Belfast, you see this. There's a part of that. It's called Cave Hill, and every Wednesday at 6:30, they meet in this car park. Every single Wednesday, rain, shine, snow, ice, whatever. They meet in that car park and they walk up to this viewpoint. They look out over the city of Belfast. They see all this amazing view, and then they walk back down. They have a Kit Kat in the car park, or a chocolate bar in the car park, a cup of rubbish tea, and then they go off on their separate ways. But every single week, right? Every single week, about 30 blokes turn up there. It's started by a fireman. So he'd invited me whilst he was under the weather with all the red wine. I was like, yeah, next time I come over, I'll be there. So I didn't get in touch with him at all the next time I was there. And it was like November time. It was November before last. So I don't know if you remember, we had loads of snow and ice and all that. So I'd arranged, there was sort of 3 of us meant to be going up there to meet them. The lad that I was with, he's like, well, I've got a little bit of a cold and I can't be bothered. I was like, come on, let's get there. And if it's bad, they'll cancel it. And if you're feeling bad, but if you don't try, you'll regret it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you will.
And then the other fella, he said, listen, have you not seen the weather out there? He said, are you mad? I was like, well, not totally crazy, but it helps. Are you still going? I was like, yeah, I am. He goes, oh, I'm going to cry out. And he cried out with like 5 minutes to go. But mate, I walked up there, right? And I was hanging out of my hoop. I'm not going to lie. It was like, it's steep, it's icy, it's horrible. But the feeling of accomplishment that I got. So I met with all these strangers. We put ourselves through a bit of arduous stuff. I've spoken to pretty much every single bloke as they were dropping back. And by the time we got down to the bottom, handshakes, hugs, see you next time. But here's the thing, mate, the connection I made with the fella is, funny enough, his name's Mick. He's got to be in it from Belfast. So Mick messaged me the other day and he was telling me about somebody that had seen one of our talks. I don't think it was me that he'd seen talking in Belfast, and he was struggling and he'd come along to the group because of that. So what you're saying about the connections, you know what I mean? Sharing the stories, sharing everything. It's creating connection that you don't even know about.
Yeah, of course.
Somebody can relate to it. It's inspiring people to do it.
I've got something to add that you just like, that's mega. You see, you just said there, haven't you, about there's connections that you don't even know you've got. And I'll give you an example. So I did a talk for a company in November for the Health and Safety Summit 2025, end of November. Incredible event. Absolutely incredible from a really, really, now really good friend. Because of that talk, we spoke about this, but because of that talk I was in Germany 2 weeks ago doing another talk for another company. Some of the delegates from this company that I went to a talk for in Germany a few weeks ago were at this Health and Safety Summit. They're all the big people, 2 people from each company. So there was loads of companies at this Health and Safety Summit. They've seen me talk and gone, we want you. So I've gone over to Germany to me and the missus, me and the wife, me and the PA. She's called herself a PA now. I'm a PA now. I said, you can call yourself what you want, babe. So me and my personal assistant went over, my wife. And because people had heard about what I spoke about and stuff, people flew in from Spain. Big CEOs flew in from Spain to Germany just to hear me on that day. And I was like, at first, me being self-doubt like I do, imposter syndrome, I go, sure, you're just saying that. And then he turned up and he went, hi, pleased to meet you. Not very good with me in broken English. I'm not very good with me English, but I've got these translators that I put in my ears and it translates your words into Spanish. And I was like, oh, they weren't lying. So people had heard, and there was a few people that had travelled just to see big people in the construction industry that flew over to see me. I was like, this is a guy that was homeless 15 and a half years ago. This is a guy that couldn't look after himself. This is a guy that didn't see his daughter for 9 months because addiction had took him to the depths of hell. And now people are flying in from Spain to Germany to hear him speak for 45 minutes. What is that?
And this is the thing, mate, about storytelling, isn't it? And about the sharing valid life experiences. Like if we were to write it all down in books, you know, if I was to write a book about my life and then read that book of my life out in front of people, not everybody in an audience of say 100 people is gonna relate to every single paragraph and every single page in the entire book, but they are going to relate to some paragraphs, and they are going to relate to some stuff, and that's the thing, isn't it? And we are a series, and I think this goes back to almost all the way back to the beginning of this, when you said about checking in with yourself in the morning. You have bad days. Not, you know, it's like Rocky said, isn't it? Life ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a mean and nasty place.
Unfortunately.
Hit you in the knees. Do you know what I mean? And we've got to ride with it. But unless we share those experiences, we ain't ever going to get that connection. And this is like, I'm not dissing social media and stuff and Instagram and TikTok and all the rest of it, but people just build their best lives on there. And that's
1,000,000%.
The next generation are connecting to this ideal rather than real life, you know?
Yeah, no, 100% get you. 100% get you. You see, there's another thing that I thought of before about, do you know, when we're speaking about the different, like, obviously, ManGang, Andy Man's Club, and all the different ones that can help. There's a place, and it's called the Hub of Hope, and it's for your area. Do you know about this? Where you put your postcode in. It tells you all the different help groups in your area. So to the listeners now, the Hub of Hope, you put your postcode in, and it tells you what's available in your area that will help your situation, should we say. And I'm going to say, all the people that are listening now, if you've related to this connected, if you want to reach out to myself or Andy, there's going to be links in the notes. So there's going to be not only JT Motive, not only ManGang and our hooks on social media where you can contact us directly. We'll also put in there your Andy Man's Club, Lighthouse Charity, all the links that will help. So you can click on one of those if pride gets in the way and you don't want to, click on one of them and speak to somebody sort of anonymously. You see, that's why we've done this today. It's not so you contact us. It's just so you contact and connect with someone. That's all it is. Just connect with someone. It's been, what can I say? It's been incredible. It's been, but we can do another 45 minutes. We can do another hours. We can talk about this because we need to. It's so important. But
that's key. Is keeping on, mate. We just got to keep on talking.
Keeping on. Just give me just a minute of a few words of wisdom to sum up what we've spoke about in these 45 minutes.
Wow. You should have warned me about this at the beginning. Right, so for me,
it's all ad hoc. It's all go for it.
For me, connection is not how many followers you got. It's not how many Instagram likes you get. It's not putting the double thumbs up or the love heart on the picture of the bikini and Ibiza or the big roast dinner. That ain't connection, right? Connection is being able to reach out, being able to see somebody, being able to secure that person, being able to soothe that person, being able to be with that person in whatever moment they are in, whether that's a moment of ecstasy, whether that's a moment of deep depression, whatever moment that is, it's seeing that person. That's where real connection is. Being able to reach out, put your arm around that person. Let's get back to the old days. We tried all the remote stuff during COVID. Let's forget that, put that back in the history books. Let's get back to real face-to-face, being able to reach out, hug, do all that good stuff, you know, that we're meant to be doing. Get them endorphins flowing and stop.
Absolutely love that. And mate, I've just loved it. I've just absolutely loved it. So I think we've said everything that we need to say. I hope you people have connected with some of that. As I said, in the notes, there's going to be all those different links for if you need the help. Our amazing editor will do that for us. And just remember, you're not alone. You are not alone. Listen, thank you so much for watching episode 18 of Built4us Podcast by construction workers, for construction workers, powered by not only JT Motive. Listen, Andy, God bless you, brother. You've been amazing, as always.
Thank you, mate. Love you loads.
Love you too.
Thanks for viewing this episode. We really appreciate your support. Remember, follow us, subscribe, share with a mate, join us live. Built for us. Let's build something stronger together.